Hello Facebook, hello YouTube, and wherever else this gets posted. Apparently I have fabulous hair today. It's Reid from readaboutsex.com. I'm in the hot tub. I almost forgot to do a Facebook Live today, so I'm doing a really quick one. If you hear some hammering in the background, it's because Allison is working on her bookshelves in her office, and I'm hard at work doing some internet stuff, but I thought I'd take a quick break and say hi. How was your Monday? Where are you in the world today? And the question, because Halloween is coming up, for you sex geeks and nerds out there, what is the best sex positive / sex geeky Halloween costume idea you've ever heard of or seen or done? I have a scary sex ed Q&A coming up on October 30th that I am going to run starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live. And I have people submitting some really kick-ass, really hard, tough, amazing, moving sex and relationship and dating questions. And I'm a little scared myself about answering them because they're like really challenging. So I'll leave the link in the description above, but you can go to readaboutsex.com/scary sex ed, and that should bring you to the opt-in page where you can leave your question, and then I'll basically do a Facebook Live as we go into midnight on October 31st to kick off Halloween, and we'll take some swipes at some really powerful questions. And it's also that time of year where it's all, there's a lot in the media about sexy Halloween costume this, sexy Halloween costume that. And I have a lot of friends who love Halloween because they love costumes, and they love being able to just be nerdy and go to parties, and it's a good excuse to dress up full tilt, and no one will give you a second glance. And I also have some really shy sex positive friends who use Halloween to kind of give them an excuse to dress all in sultry and slutty ways, when normally they would just get so much more pushback if they did that on a normal Monday. But there's a lot of conversation about double standards and sexism and rape culture, and just things about sexy nurse costume, or sexy librarian, and and not so much about like sexy lumberjack for costumes for cisgendered dudes and things like that. So it's a interesting time of the year for all kinds of nerdy, brain sexy conversations. And maybe I'll do a video talking a little bit more about that and going more into nuance, and kind of just debunking just a lot of the cultural bullshit and sexist double standards of sexy, how about sexy male nurse? Not to gender it, but I did play an evil male nurse on I think it was on Another World, the soap opera, back in my acting days. But overall, it's time of year to give yourself permission to be whatever you want to be, to explore role playing or just costumes and make believe in ways that are empowering to you. And rather than me like rain down judgment upon you, what I will ask you is to come up and suggest some fun ideas for sex positive costumes that you've heard of or seen, or maybe have pulled off. The one that I have done, and this is little videos being kind of inspired by Alice and I over dinner. We're talking about, now that we have a house, like we could actually be receiving trick-or-treaters this year, and what would we wear? And I of course I actually do have a costume that is called the Pornicorn, and it is a pink costume that has in sparkly letters across the chest, My Little Pornicorn. And I have a hat that has a mane, pink and white yarn mane, as well as a pink and white yarn tail. And on the top of the hat is a very large, glittery, bright pink dildo that kind of like springs around when you move your head, and I am the Pornicorn. We decided that probably wouldn't be a good idea to wear that costume to be receiving the children in our neighborhoods for trick-or-treat. And so it got me thinking, like, what would be like a tongue-in-cheek, pun intended, but what would be a really good sex-positive costume that I could wear if I was receiving the kids around the neighborhood. And I was thinking maybe like a vulva puppet costume, which is pretty on the nose, but also no pun intended, but also you know, vulva puppet costumes kind of they don't look very intimidating. Like, they're very like Barney the dinosaur, kind of like if you're a young kid, you're like, Mommy, what is that? I'll try to post a link from a BuzzFeed a couple of years ago of the men wearing sexy costumes, women's costumes for Halloween. And one of the responses Allison reminded me of was one of the gentlemen was wearing a vulva costume and asking where the clitoris was, and then he realized that the clitoris was his face. And so I'll try to find the link for that, or if one of you knows that link, and you can put it in the comments. So this is just some ideas. I'm looking for ideas for this year for receiving the kids of the neighborhood and the parents. What sex positive ideas could I have to pick from for this Halloween, and then what are some of your favorites? And I think we'll just kind of leave it at that, nice and quick. And I'll try to find some cool links around discussions of sexism and whatnot around Halloween costumes. If you have some of your favorite articles or video pieces on those kinds of things, please feel free to post them, because it's always good brain food to deconstruct a little bit of the cultural double standards, and just be able to, you know, have some brain sex as part of your candy for this Halloween. And I'll leave it at that. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of these videos. I'm sorry I forgot to do my my Monday one, and now it is done, so I feel complete. I'm gonna dunk and take care of whatever's going on with my hair, and ooh, I guess maybe what if I shaved my beard kind of like Wolverine and did like a sexy Wolverine for Halloween. Maybe I could do that. I don't know that Allison wants me to shave this though, but it is getting pretty long. I guess I could go with sexy lumberjack. What do you think? All right, talk to you later. Bye.